Hey guys, it's Allie here for Yoga Flow. This one is going to be all core, mostly core. I have a broken toe, so we won't be standing up, but it's just a good lesson that yoga is here to heal and you can always do something even if you're nursing an injury. This is great to do in conjunction if you're doing another workout, you do boxing, something else, still want to get that ab work in. So, come to a lying position on your back, close your eyes, and we're gonna enter in. So just settle in, get all the wiggles out, let your body be still, and let yourself sink down. Eyes are closed, breath is free. Just enter in and allow yourself to relax. Maybe for the first time today, think about that deep inhale, deep exhale. And really focus on that breathing. Feel the sensation of every breath. Let it flow through you. Let it sink you down. Let everything else just drift away. All you have right now is your breath and your body. Deep breath in, little pause, let it out. Each time, maybe elongating that breath, opening up the ribs, letting everything sink down and settle, just relaxing, calming down, and having some time for yourself. Everything else in the mind just drifts away. Inhale in, ribs open. Exhale, they come right back to you. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Let every drop of tension just drift away. This is all you have. There's nothing to do. There's no going back to anything. You just have this current moment. Your breath, your body. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And just keep that really long breath, long exhale throughout the whole practice. One more deep breath. And you can softly open your eyes. We're going to start staying on the ground. So you should be lying down. Just come back to that position. And what we're going to do is knees go up. We're going to enter into some bridges. So my hips, knees, and toes are all in alignment. It's about a fist distance between my legs. All my weight is in my heels. Hands can be out to brace. And we're going to lift, and those heels are going to raise up our hips. So find a comfortable position. Inhale, we raise the hips up. Chin comes to chest to take off any tension. You hold your body, but let the breath keep moving you. Deep breath in, deep breath out. On the next exhale, we're going to lower. So one more inhale. Exhale, lower down nice and slow. Legs come straight up and just ankle roll one direction, then the other. And then point and flex the toes. So knees go back. We have a couple more bridges. So we can stay with that bridge or we can advance. I'll show you how. So inhale, lift. And if you like, raise that leg. Knee can be bent. The back of the legs aren't really warmed up. So whatever feels comfortable as long as there isn't strain. Inhale, my hips are still pushing. If your leg's up, you're going to have to work harder to keep those hips up. Exhale, come on down. There you go. Knees come into the chest. And you're just going to do little circles in one direction. This should feel really good on the low back. Switch directions. The bigger circles you get, the more core activation, and you can go as slow or as fast as you feel. One more bridge series, so plant those feet down, get settled, inhale, lift up regular bridge, or if you lifted that leg, opposite leg. Push those hips up. You can roll the shoulder blades under if you want a little boost. Keep breathing. That standing leg, make sure is strong, pushing through the heel. Deep breath in. Exhale, come on down. Knees come in, side to side this time. These are nice and slow. You're gonna hit your abs while you're doing this. You're really just rolling out your low back to prep, but you're going nice and slow, and you'll feel that activation in the core. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up with some rock and roll, so stay right where you are, hands go underneath thighs, and we're gonna roll up and roll back. Then we're gonna come to boat pose, nice and controlled. So right now, just roll yourself back, come up with control. Take it back, come up with control. Now, you can stay here, or what we can do is we can add some boat poses. So we're using momentum to spring us back, control to bring forward. Inhale up, come to boat pose. So you're gonna hold it. Boat pose can be hands down, knees bent. Boat pose can be hands down, legs up, or totally up. Wherever you are though, roll those shoulder blades down to back. We tend to cave, so hold it, activate that core, hold up and breathe. Exhale, take it back. We have a couple rolls. Next one, come up to any version of boat that feels good. Chest is open, shoulders back, breathe through. We're working core today, so we tend to hold our breath. Just keep it fluid. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Lay it down. We're gonna windshield wiper the legs just side to side. Now we're gonna come up and do some crunches. I call them non-crunches in yoga because the traditional crunch is we come up, hands behind your neck, and we crank going this way. What I want you to do is, hands are just here, they're not moving the neck. It's really bad, hurting the neck, pulling it forward. You're gonna think of your crunches going up. So you come up, fingertips are lightly on my head, and I come up, like my chin is going towards the ceiling. That's gonna activate just the top abdominals. You might feel it through, but really these top ones, that's where we're hitting. So not forward, up. So deep breath in, exhale, come on up. Hold here, but keep breathing. Hold. That stillness is gonna activate the core. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, up, hold. Exhale, take it down. Really link your breath to your movement. One more, inhale, up, hold. Exhale, come on down. Hands brace. We windshield wiper. Back and forth. Full relaxation. Now we're gonna do that and we're gonna add on. So feel free to stay with the crunches or come up. We're gonna steal from Pilates, but don't tell them. So this time, we come up to do the crunch, hands come up, and we're gonna add a pump. So inhale, exhale, I'm going up to the ceiling instead of forward. Core is activated and my hands are just pumping. Keep breathing deep. Inhale, we're still up. Just a few more, and slowly roll back down. Knees come in, rotate. One direction, core is still active throughout this whole process. Then the other. Lay the feet down. This time we're gonna do those pumps, but you can add legs if you want. So this is what it'll look like. I come up in my crunch position, my legs come out. The lower they go, the harder it's gonna be. So find that sweet spot, and then we add those hands, that little pump, deep inhale. Legs are as if they're in boat pose. My shoulders are off the ground. I really feel it in the top of my abs. Exhale, bring everything down. Almost like you're in Shavasana. Eyes closed, and just a few breaths here. I like one hand on my heart, one hand over my belly. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And check in with your body. Just a quick body scan. See how everything feels. Really check in with yourself. 2 more deep breaths. Nice and big on this last one in. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Beautiful. Eyes softly open, knees bend again. We're gonna do another version of the non-crunches. So inhale up, up, not forward. I'm coming up, my shoulders off, my hands are up, my palms are up, and like you're gonna go side to side, hit those obliques this time, and you're just tapping your shins. Nice and slow, deliberate movements, side to side. This is gonna activate more muscles, get a little deeper into those abdominals. Keep breathing. 1 more each side. Exhale, come on down. Full body stretch, take it all the way up as long as you can get. It's a simple stretch, but make it active. Your whole body is in it. Exhale, relax. Just ease the body down, chill out. Inhale, active stretch. Exhale, just chill out. Nice. Come down. We're gonna do 1 more of those taps. This time, if you want more activation, legs can be up. So inhale, activate that top non-crunch, shoulders come up, and pretend your shins are there. You're going to side. If your legs are down, it looks the same as the first time. Keep breathing, don't hold that breath. 1 more round each side. Exhale, come on down. Legs are gonna windshield wiper, just resetting. Any movement that feels good to you, feel free to do. These are all suggestions. Inhale, full body stretch. Exhale, relax. Inhale, full body stretch. Exhale, relax. We're gonna activate, so come on in, hands behind the thighs, rock and roll a few times. Come up and back. Keep going, keep breathing. Next one, we're gonna come to a seated position. So here we are, and you're probably familiar with butterfly or cobbler's pose, but we're gonna add to it a little bit. So legs are actually gonna lift up off the ground, but before we do that, hands go up. We tend to cave, so think of that posture, straight line spine, shoulders roll back, check in with that breath. We're gonna lean back slightly and use our core to balance, and we're gonna lift up. Now the hands are there just to add. They're not holding up. You're lifting your legs with that core and holding up. 1 more breath. Exhale, come on down, grab those toes, lift up. Exhale, full cobbler's pose. Take it down any degree you want. You'll really recognize when you hit that stretch when you have to cave the back. So straight back, straight back. As soon as I start to cave, that's where I stop. I hold it and I breathe. It doesn't feel like we're doing a lot in the stillness, but that's when you really get deeper into the stretch. We combine the movement to warm up the body, which allows us to enter into these stretches more deeply. 1 more breath. Exhale. We're gonna do that 1 more time. Feel free to stay there, or we're gonna add to it. So this is where the hands come in. So inhale, lift up, hold here. You're working, the farther back you go, the more core. So you can stay here, or you can add legs coming out one side, then the other. Leaning back activates those abdominal walls. 1 more each side. This time when we come down, legs go straight. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Same thing, straight back. When I feel like I have to bend, that's where my stretch is. Don't worry about making yourself into a pancake or touching your nose to your knees. It's really just about stretching the body. So yoga meets you where you're at. You don't have to force it, you just have to feel it. Hit that point where it's like, ooh, that feels good, and just stay there. That stillness is gonna get you deeper in the stretch. 1 more breath. Awesome, guys. So this, we're just gonna come over and we're gonna go into tabletop position. But before we do, I wanna just warm up the wrists. So come to this pose. It can be intense on the thighs. If that doesn't feel good, just a comfortable seated position. It really is just wrists. So interlace and roll like you're doing figure eights. We're gonna be on our wrists for a little bit. If that doesn't feel good to you, you can always come to forearms and then reverse those figure eights. One hand goes up as if you're lifting in a triangle. Hold at that top. You're adding a little pressure with the opposite hand. It's like my hand is in a triangle. That bend is getting into that wrist. And then the opposite side. I come up, I create a triangle. Right here I'm feeling the stretch through the top of the hand. And then last one, hand out, fingertips are together, and then you slightly pull back. You're gonna feel this on the wrist, but this is really good for the forearms too. If you lift weights and you get tight in the forearms, this is awesome to do between sets. Gripping those weights really activates the forearms. Switch hands, so this is an awesome stretch to do if you have that. One more breath. Shake them out, and we're gonna come to tabletop position. So hands right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. Set up that foundation. We're strong, and by I mean that we're not caving our body. You're lifting up. I can take up my hands very easily, and when I grip, it's not just my wrists, it's all of my fingertips. So if you're having wrist pain, you're probably dumping into the wrist. That's the strongest part of our hand. Like those fingertips can't be lifted up. Really grip in. So find that foundation, get the wiggles out, and what we're gonna do here with strong shoulders is right leg goes back. It's at a 90 degrees. And I call these booty pops. I'm sure they have an official name, but I just like that one. So my foot is flat, like it's facing the ceiling, and I go up and down. This is nice and slow. You're gonna feel this if everything's tight and you're breathing in your core, right down the center. Glutes and thighs are getting hit too. This is a great one. We're going slow on purpose to really, really get into it. One more breath. Take it back. Child's pose. Give those wrists a little break. You can come up to claw hands, which are just lifting the wrists and activating the fingertips. This is gonna stretch into the back. One more long, deep breath. Awesome, guys. So come on up, hands right back up, set up that strong foundation, check in with the body is active, opposite side. So 90-degree legs, up and down with my intention really in my abdominals. Go in, gaze is in front. I think of my neck in line with my spine. These are nice and slow. 2 more. Last one, child's pose, your choice. I'm gonna do claw hands, really activate. And just here, settle in. Don't worry about what's coming next. Just sink in, let yourself feel the relaxation. Have those moments in between the movement and breathe in. All right, now we're gonna come on up. This one's gonna be a little different. So I'm gonna switch, but we're still staying in the same motion. So here what we're gonna do, I brace on my left leg, my right leg goes back, it's straight. I'm gonna go over to, as if I'm going to, I have to think about this, like 8 o'clock on a clock. So I'm tapping back and behind me as far as I can get. Hold, breathe, set up that foundation, and very slowly, my straight leg is gonna circle my body, come forward. As I go out to the side, it's gonna get harder. Hold here, exhale, I lower my foot, roll up my body, interlace my finger, full body stretch. My left hand is gonna come towards my right leg, I'm curving and stretching. So it should look like this with my leg out. Inhale, exhale, come on up, back to that tabletop. You stay where you are. I'm gonna switch and we're gonna change sides. So opposite leg, left leg we're on is nice and long and come behind me, tap the floor, nice and slow, rotate all the way through till I'm horizontal, hold here. You're gonna have to squeeze and work, lower down with the foot. Inhale, I slowly rise, interlace my fingers, exhale, full body stretch. Inhale, right hand, I bend over, really opening up everything on my side. Gaze is more up than looking down. Beautiful. So we're gonna go right back to that tabletop. We're on the right leg again. Strong foundation, right leg goes back. This time we're just tapping one side, coming up nice and slow, then the other. Foot can be pointed or anywhere that's comfortable. Most important is actually the hands, don't dump in, check in with those wrists. So anytime wrists are tight, come to the forearms. All of this can be done if that feels better for you. Find where you are. We're gonna do 3 of these. So tap each side. These are slow and deliberate. Intentional movement, especially with abs. Let that leg be long. If you want to advance, opposite hand can come in and just hold the body, elongate, look forward, deep inhale, deep exhale. That counterbalance is gonna be that fight in the abs. That's where the work comes in. One more breath, take everything down, come into a child's pose. Forehead's down. And I really enter into my long breaths. This is the time to unwind, feel the ribs and lungs expand. One more deep breath. And come on up. We have the opposite leg. So left leg goes back nice and long, one side of the body, and then the other. So that foot is probably gonna get above hip height. You're creating an arch, but not much more. If it's pinching in the low back, just lower the foot a little bit more. Last one. Come on down. Shake out those shoulders, come down to the thighs, just roll everything out. One more time. We were on them for a while. And just come on up. So we're gonna do some planks if that's okay with your shoulders. We'll do some variations. So typical plank can be here. Everyone knows that, but it's really about that alignment. Push through, hips up. This is actually really activating my core. Most people think it's about the full body, but it really is the core. So lift the hips up, breathe. Like you're pushing away the ground is really gonna give you that activation in the back. One more breath, come on down, sink down. Inhale, little lift to cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, little lift to cobra, one more. Exhale down. I lied, we actually have one more of those, but we're gonna hold the next one. So inhale, lift. Hold so the breath is free. And if you want to advance, hands can come up, legs can come up. Keep breathing. Full body is working here. One more breath. Take everything down. Nice deep breath. So push yourself through to tabletop and then right to down dog. Feet go under. Hips go up. Just pedal it out. Any movement that you like. One more deep breath. And knees are gonna come down and we're actually gonna go through. So One more stretch here. Find a seated position, crisscross. Inhale up. We're gonna forward fold. I'm gonna go back. Exhale and come on down. So any height, if you want something to prop you up, some pillows, that's good. Or go a little lower, anywhere that feels good. But this is gonna be opening up the hips and the lower back. One more deep breath. Exhale, coming up. Inhale the arms up. Exhale them down. One more deep inhale up. This time we're gonna twist. So one arm forward, one arm back. Inhale, rise to center. Exhale, twist to the opposite side. Inhale, rise to center. Stretch, 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 lift up. Exhale, twist. Last one, opposite side, center. Get that twist in, it should feel good. And release. We're gonna recross the legs so the opposite leg is in front. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Come on down. Again, don't worry where you land. Just feel that stretch. I like to close my eyes and it lets me focus more on what I'm feeling. It takes one of the senses away so I can kind of activate the other ones a little bit stronger. So I like to do body scans throughout yoga and just check in with myself wherever you're at. One more deep breath. Come on out. We're gonna just end with shoulder rolls. Nice and simple. And then you're gonna come down to Shavasana. So just lie it down. It can be simple. I like my knees up, my ankles a little further apart. Just stay here and close the eyes. Let yourself sink into the mat. Stay right where you are. And then for the last time, just check in with that breath one more time. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And this is probably the only time I'm going to tell you not to be in the present moment. But I want you to think back to when you started class, not that long ago, how that body felt. Any tightness you felt, anything going on. Maybe it's a little different for you right now. So a little breath, a little movement really changes everything. Stretches you out, it calms you down. Clears the mind. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Allow yourself to sink into the earth. Let all the tension, anxiety just drip away. It's no longer yours. Doesn't serve you. Let it go. Inhale what you need. Exhale what you don't. Feel free to stay here and have a few moments for yourself. I hope you found whatever you needed from this class. Namaste.